He told her he was working late. That night, he was getting married. She didn't find out from him. She found out on Instagram. But the first sign, it was a restaurant receipt. Dinner for two. On the same night, he texted her, working late, miss you. She wasn't snooping. She was reaching for her phone charger when her fingers brushed against folded paper in his jacket, the one hanging on the back of her kitchen chair. A receipt, a restaurant she had never been to, a meal for two. She stared at it, and then she put it back. Because if she asked, and the answer was what she was afraid of, everything she had built in Seoul would fall apart. Amara moved to Seoul for a fellowship. New country, new language, new loneliness. 3 months later, she met him at a language exchange cafe. He was charming, patient, attentive. He noticed when she missed home. He remembered how she liked her coffee. He texted first. Within weeks, they were official. Han River dates, late night calls, movie nights where she fell asleep on his shoulder and woke up with a blanket draped over her. For the first time since moving, she didn't feel invisible anymore. But the signs were there. She just didn't want to see them. She had 0 pictures with him. Not one. Whenever she tried to take one, he would smile and gently lower her phone. I'm not big on photos. He canceled plans 3 times in 1 month. Work, family, rain check, reasonable, always reasonable. She never met his friends. They talked too much. She never met his family. They wouldn't understand. He never said no. He just delayed everything long enough that she stopped asking. And slowly, without noticing, she was in a relationship that existed only in private. Then one night, his voice changed. I don't like asking for help, he said, but I need you. Just this once. She hesitated. There was a small, tight feeling in her chest. But she sent the money. He promised to pay her back. 2 weeks later, he asked again. Then again. Each time, he thanked her like she had saved his life. She thought she was helping the man she loved. She didn't realize she was funding a life she didn't know existed. And that receipt, the one she found in his jacket, it wasn't the first red flag. It was just the first one she actually held in her hand. But she chose not to know. Because if she knew, she would have to leave. And she wasn't ready to be alone again. Then came Tuesday afternoon. She was scrolling through a coworker's tagged photos on Instagram, and there he was, white hanbok, flowers pinned to his chest, standing in the middle of a family photo, beside a woman whose arm was looped through his like it belonged there, married. She zoomed in so fast her hands started shaking. Same face, same smile, the one she had kissed goodbye 2 weeks earlier. She called him, voicemail. She called again. Voicemail. She typed, "What is this?" Seen. No reply. Then his profile picture disappeared. Blocked. On everything. That was when she sank to the floor. But the story didn't end there. At 11:47 p.m., her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Please don't contact him again. Her fingers shook as she typed back. He told me he was single. The reply came in 11 seconds. That's not my problem. No explanation, no apology, just a border drawn. Weeks later, she stopped asking herself how she could have been so stupid. It wasn't stupidity. It was hunger. She was hungry to be seen, hungry to feel chosen, hungry to not feel invisible in a city that never slowed down for her. And he offered exactly that. She just didn't check the price. The part that haunts her the most isn't even the wedding. It's the quiet moments, the blanket during the movie, the late night talks by the river, the way he noticed when she went quiet. If it was all fake, it would be easier. But what if some of it wasn't? What if he meant some of it? She will never know. And maybe that's the real betrayal. Because sometimes the worst lies aren't the loud ones, they're the quiet ones you help protect. And that receipt, it wasn't the beginning. It was just the first time she held the truth in her hand.